Apple is scamming you, and here's how you fix it. They're hiding their fees in something called a service fee. And how much is it? 30%. This is no small number. So if you've looked in your app recently, if anyone's tried to boost a post on Instagram, let's say for example, you might have noticed a significant upcharge through a service fee. Let's talk about how this impacts your wallet and your business. And stick around to the end to find out how to navigate through this crazy update. Boosting posts is essential for visibility, but with Apple's 30% increase, this cost skyrockets. It makes it almost unreasonable. Why would you even want to boost a post anymore if you have to pay a 30% fee? So that means if you're spending $100, now you're spending $130. Apple's obviously got to get their cut, but this inflated cost means less budget for you for other things, other ads, other marketing, other activities that you want to use for your business. And here's the solution. So consider running your ads through different app interfaces. Instead of going through the Instagram app, try using Ads Manager. If you're not familiar with Facebook or Meta Ads Manager, I highly recommend you dive in. The reason why is because you're navigating around Apple. So now they don't have to get their cut anymore. So if you go directly to the source, AKA Facebook Meta Ads Manager or Meta Business Suite, you can cut out that middleman, save yourself money, and get more for your spend. And that's not all. Apple might be inflating your costs for businesses, but it also reduces your ROI. When 30% of your budget is lost to fees, this significantly reduces your ROI. Your ads would need to perform exceptionally well just for you to get a return on your investment after paying Apple's additional fee. This makes it harder to justify your ad spend and see a meaningful return on your investment. Reducing your ROI is critical for your business for several different reasons. Number one, most companies have more than one marketing strategy. You might be running ads on Google, you might have SEO going, you might need some budget for YouTube ads, maybe you've got ads on another platform. Cutting costs and making sure you get the most out of every dollar is probably the single most important thing for profitability for any business owner. The main objective of every business owner is to get a better ROI on every dollar that they spend. Why? Because it's business, and people go into business to make money. And the way you make money is by cutting costs, watching where your spending goes, and getting the most out of every single dollar. So if that's you, then I highly recommend you pay attention to the rest of this video, because I'm gonna go over a few more ways that you can save money and get more out of your budget. How can you afford the company pizza party when Apple's taking all the money? It's not only unfair for the team on losing out on these activities, but it's also unfair for small businesses like you. Small businesses often operate on very tight margins, so a 30% additional fee can be crippling to them. Larger companies, on the other hand, they might absorb these costs, but still, at the end of the day, nobody likes to pay unnecessary fees. For the small businesses, this can mean less frequent, smaller ad campaigns with less reach, less visibility, and less business growth. I understand what it's like to be a small business owner. Operating a small business is tough. You gotta watch literally everything you do, and the majority of the time, the owner of that business is involved in all the day-to-day activities, doing a lot of the heavy lifting. That's the life of a small business. So what does that mean? Every dollar counts. Again, watching those margins. So a 30% increase out of the blue can kill you. It can hurt a lot. So my advice to all of you small business owners out there for the next solution would be to look for alternatives. Facebook, aka Meta Ads, have given you more reach than almost any other platform out there, and it allows you to hyper target on the people that you want. You can actually target by interest, you can target by audience, you can segment the campaigns by doing a messenger ad, you can do a click to call ad, you can do a link ad where they go to a landing page or a form. But the thing is, none of this is possible, or the majority of those options, if you do it through the app on the phone. Which is why I encourage everybody, if you're not using Ads Manager right now, go get familiar with it. This will save you a lot of money. Yes, you're gonna put the time in, but you will get more for your dollar. And if you really feel like, man, I don't have the time as a business owner, it's hard out here, I'm running the company day to day, then what I'd recommend is looking into an agency to outsource this to do it for you. There are a lot of companies out there that will set up your ads, run them for you at a lower fee than that actual 30% that Apple wants from you. You can Google it right now. I think the industry average might be closer to 20%, for example. Obviously, it depends on who you decide to call, but it's always best to deal with an expert or a professional if you don't have the time to invest yourself. As a small business, most of the people that I know would prefer to cut that cost out and do it themselves. But if you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed by this news and this update of that 30% crazy fee that Facebook Meta is going to be charging your business now, then I highly recommend you get up, you do some research, and do something about it. The fourth point that I want to bring up is a decreased competitive edge. So why am I saying this? Because if you don't have as much money to spend on ads because you're a small business owner, now all of a sudden you can't compete with the other small to mid-sized companies that are just one level ahead of you, right? Or just a little bit bigger. So if you want to get the most out of every dollar, I strongly encourage you to look for the alternatives. And when I say look for the alternatives, I don't mean don't do Facebook Meta ads. What I mean by that is stop boosting posts from your phone because maybe you're feeling lazy and it's only 2 clicks of a button and you don't have the wherewithal or the know-how to go into Ads Manager and set it up custom. But if you go in through it that way, you can avoid paying this additional fee. And you can run the exact same ads that you were before, and they're even better. Companies that don't boost posts consistently might lose a competitive edge due to less visibility. So this big 30% fee increase is a huge deal, and I want you all to take this seriously. Nobody likes getting hit out of the blue with a huge increase in fees for no reason, especially when you weren't paying this fee before. Why should we have to pay it now? Like, why Facebook? Why Apple? Why us? Why today? Why the small guy? Maybe they're not looking at the small guy. Maybe they think, oh, well, there are huge multi-million-dollar companies out there. They're the ones that are gonna float the bill and continue to pay it. But what they're not thinking about is the people like us, that smaller to mid-sized company that needs to watch every dollar that they spend. I'm here to tell you, I'm on your team. We support you guys. I disagree with this completely, and I don't think it's fair. I think it's outright wrong that they're actually charging a 30% fee because that is astronomical. Imagine if you were to go buy a home and they said, oh, your mortgage interest rate, or even on your car, is gonna be a 30%. How many of you would actually say, yeah, sign me up, I'm ready? None of you, right? Me neither, and I don't blame you. That's insane. And because of this increase, that fee is now gonna get passed on to guess who? The consumer. Because who else is gonna cover this? The business, that small business especially, they can't afford to take this all on themselves, so now everybody has to pay more. For personal influencers and small creators, this additional 30% fee can actually deter them from achieving their dreams and their goals. Some people out there that were planning on starting a brand new business as a content creator, right? Which we know there's a lot of successful ones out there. But if you now know that for every ad dollar that you spend, there's a 30% upcharge fee that's unavoidable, you may think twice before starting that new business. So again, what's the solution? Manage your ad spend outside the app, outside of your phone, or download Facebook Meta Ads Manager and run them through that. Do it manually. Set up the campaign yourself. Look for other avenues, other ways to advertise your business. I mean, we all know word of mouth is free, right? One thing you can do is keep your eye out for promotional opportunities that don't involve any of these fees. If you see something like that, I'd be all over it. Jump on it. So what's the takeaway? Apple's new service fee sucks. The 30% increase fee on posts is just unreasonable, and I don't think anybody should have to deal with it. So if you're on my team and you agree with me, comment below your thoughts on whether or not you think it's fair for you to pay an additional 30% on every dollar that you spend. The good news, we're absolute experts when it comes to anything related to paid media management. So if you need help with Facebook ads, Meta ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, you name it. Whether it's SEO, a brand new website, or anything in the digital marketing world, we're only one phone call away. We can definitely help you, and we'd love to partner with your business to help get you to the next level and save money on every dollar that you spend. Because we both know it's all about the ROI. I'm Charles, and that's everything there is to know about the new Apple service fee and whether it's hurting you or flat out scamming you. And I'm looking forward to reading the comments, so make sure you leave them below, and I'll see you next time.